There's concern alcohol and drug problems affecting young Tasmanians could get worse. Youth addiction programs were hit hard in the federal budget, and unless alternative funding is found, they'll be forced to fold.
The demand for help for young Tasmanians addicted to drugs and alcohol is high, and it's growing.
We have 250 new kids coming through this place every year. I mean, if you look at that, that's at the start of this year.
Last week, Hobart-based Hollyoak learnt its long-running youth addiction program had lost federal funding.
The removal of that counselling service, or that specialised counselling service, is going to leave a huge hole.
It's the same story for a Devonport-based program that's counselled more than 1,300 young people in the past 5 years. An educational program has reached a further 7,000.
This is a service that is well known and well respected, and it is. We've been able to support these young people and their families in this community.
It too was ignored in the federal budget. Programs statewide now face closure.
At least 4 organisations in Tasmania have not been successful in gaining the funding that they previously had. So it's a very worrying time.
The long-term consequences for young people have providers worried.
For this community, that will mean one less service available for those young people and their families.
You're going to see an escalation in crime. I think you're going to see an escalation in drug use. I think you're going to see an escalation in violence.
When government make short-term decisions, they put off the costs. Because sometimes those costs are picked up in our health system, in our justice system. All that does is delay the cost.
There's concern next week's state budget will inflict further funding cuts on the sector.
There's a real risk to those services. They become very vulnerable.
It makes for a nervous wait ahead for youth counsellors. Linda Hunt, ABC News.